This is the Louie Tee Network.
Then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs.
In the L.A.B.
Who else could it be? For me, your man, Louie Tee. Welcome, you are in the lab room. I, of course, am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Damn! Another Saturday night, another goddamn epic classic. That's why we love this sport, known as the National Football League. God damn, that was some good football. Man. And on a day where clock management went to hell in a handbasket, we're going to get to that at the end of this one. What a damn finish. Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, NFC Divisional round playoff football. Man, let me first and foremost start off the video by saying I was wrong. God damn it, I was wrong, but if that's what wrong is, I don't want to be right. I was wrong. I thought this was going to be a blowout. I said the Packers, they were going back to the scene of the crime and they were going to have to pull off all the caution tape that was left at the scene when they were slayed by these Cardinals just a few weeks ago, 38-8. I said, oh man, this is going to be a bloodbath. They are going to slay these boys. They are going to eat these dudes for dinner. And I was wrong, man. And you could tell early that this was a different game. And I think it was the same thing. And this is what playoff football is all about. We sometimes get caught up in the regular season. It's a different animal when you get to the postseason. Okay? Totally different game. And what we sometimes make a mistake of doing is we don't talk about the guys that didn't play the first time around and how the situation was vastly different. We just talk about the last time we saw these two teams meet. And it's similar to what happened with Seattle and Minnesota. And even though I think the weather played a big part in that game, Seattle came into that game and I thought they played okay, but Minnesota, they had a different mindset going into that game. And you saw it here with Green Bay. They had a different mindset. Dom Capers had a different mindset. He had Sam Shields out there. He said, we gon' blitz tonight. I feel good about my secondary. We coming after these boys, man. We gonna make it tough on the Cardinals to execute offensively. And what we got from the Redskins game was momentum and a game plan. We gonna go up tempo on these boys and see if they can keep up. We gonna wear down this defensive front. And then we gonna start running the football. And we're gonna continue to keep the ball out of the Cardinals' hands and see how that works for us. And it worked to perfection for 3 quarters, but they could not keep this Cardinals team down at the end. We'll talk about all of that stuff. Let's just break this game down. It was such a fascinating watch. Early on, it was apparent this Packers team was much different, and I've already kind of stated that, but defensively, they were aggressive. You saw them having confidence, playing man-to-man, getting up in guys' faces and challenging them at the line of scrimmage and sending 5, 6 rushers after Carson Palmer and making him uncomfortable in the pocket. And offensively, you could see this was going to be different. Tempo, 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 tempo. Up-tempo was going to be the name of the game. After every completion, after every game, you see Aaron Rodgers like this. Hey, let's go. Let's get up to the line. Let's get this thing going. And early on, they weren't able to sustain offense. And just, I thought Chris Collinsworth, which he always does a beautiful job, said, hey, it's just like the Redskins game. First quarter, really no action. Packers really not getting into the groove of everything offensively. And then from that point on, offensively, those guys dominated the first half. After, I say it was a drive that started late first quarter into the second quarter, they dominated the whole first half. 2 17-play drives sandwiched in between a 3 and out by the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, seriously, they dominated the first half, and if not for a Palmer to Michael Floyd touchdown after some great field position because the Arizona Cardinals defense was able to get a 3 and out, force the Packers to punt deep in their own territory and get a nice Patrick Peterson punt return. If not for all of that, I don't know if they get that touchdown. That was a beautiful throw, by the way, by Carson Palmer. One of his better throws on the night to Michael Floyd in the back of the end zone to give them a 7-0 lead. But the Packers dominated from that point on. A couple of 17-play drives that ate up the entire first half. Cardinals really didn't have the football. That defense was gassed. You could see it. But they bent but never broke, gave up field goals, and your score at halftime 7-6. You move on to the third quarter, and the Packers, I thought was impressive to me. They stayed committed to the run. It was not working. The cheeseburglar, Eddie Lacy, wasn't going anywhere. I thought James Starks had a couple of nice runs in the first half, but nothing to really write home about. You really didn't feel like the Packers were having that much success with the run. And when Randall Cobb went down, that was a huge injury in the first half, goes down on the one-handed grab that was nullified by a penalty, and he got internal bleeding there. He gets up and he's coughing up blood, so you know there's some internal bleeding going on there, and he did not return to the game. You felt like, man, they're losing Randall Cobb. That's a part of their run game. We saw that last week against the Redskins. He's now gone. This is going to be tough on the Packers to be able to sustain a running game, and yet they stayed with the run. And on that first possession of the second half, you got the big run, and I think Aaron Rodgers threw an interception on that first possession, if I'm not mistaken. It was tipped by Calais Campbell and picked off by Rashad Johnson. Then a couple plays later, Carson Palmer gives it right back on a pick to Ha-Ha Clinton Dix down the sideline. And it was a poor decision, poor throw, and really a great play by the Packers to set it up. It was a beautiful blitz, and they kind of showed it on the replay, and it was gorgeous how they buzzed down the safety underneath the hot route and had Ha-Ha Clinton Dix go over the top to take away the deep route, and it was just gorgeous coverage. And like I said, Dom Capers was dialing them up. Corner blitz on both the outside and the slot guy coming off the edge to put that pressure on Carson Palmer to force him to get rid of the football and force him into a bad mistake. And so the Packers take over the football, and after that interception, you get a 60-plus yard Eddie Lacy run. The cheeseburglar was on the loose, and he was looking for somebody to come catch him. He kept looking around. Damn, ain't nobody gonna come get me? You sure? Because I'm awfully tired. Somebody come get me. He kept looking for somebody to come get him from behind. Finally, they tracked him down, and Aaron Rodgers able to extend the play. And I thought the Cardinals did a poor job, and they ran a lot of twists and stunts up front. I thought they did a poor job of bottling up Aaron Rodgers. With Aaron Rodgers, it's not necessarily about getting sacks. It's about containing him and keeping him in the pocket, especially when he's throwing a football to Jeff Janis, Jared Abbrederis, and company. You got to keep him in the pocket. These guys are, James Jones isn't winning one-on-one, okay? So don't let him escape the pocket and allow these guys to win after he breaks contain and they're able to freelance. Don't do that. And I thought all night long they allowed Aaron Rodgers to get out of the pocket and survey the field. And on this particular touchdown, Aaron Rodgers breaks contain, gets out of the pocket, and is able to step up, put some pressure on a defender to make him have to choose, are you going to stop me from running, or am I going to be able to throw it? He finds Jeff Janis cutting across the field, hits him for a touchdown, and just like that, Packers have their first lead of the night at 13-7. Cardinals respond with the field goal to make it 13-10. That was a huge drive, and that's when Larry Fitzgerald, that's when Fitz started getting involved in the action. Caught a deep ball down the right sideline, then he caught another pass on a crosser and put them in a position to score some points. You tack on a B.J. Raji personal foul penalty for a necessary roughness at the end, and boom, you get a field goal. It's 13-10. Had some opportunities there, but they couldn't get in the end zone. Then this is where you start seeing some of the things that really bother me with the Packers. Mike McCarthy, to me, and the Packers football team as a whole, they do a really poor job of managing the second half, including timeouts. And that's the part that really drives me nuts. Is I don't mind you wasting first half timeouts. As a matter of fact, go ahead, knock your damn self out. You want to waste all 3 of your first half timeouts in the first quarter? Be my guest. Do whatever the hell you want with your timeouts in the first half. Don't you dare waste your second half timeouts. Those are precious. I can't state this enough. I do it every single game because, especially when I'm talking about the Packers, because it seems like Mike McCarthy wastes his second half timeouts more than any other coach in the league. It's ridiculous. So they waste not only one timeout on a possession early in the third quarter, they waste another one on a damn challenge. To me, that was a stupid challenge. And I want to say it was a Larry Fitzgerald. He took like 8 steps and fell out of bounds. What are you challenging, man? What are you? And I know the catch rule in the NFL is so convoluted. I get it. I understand why he challenged it, but that was dumb. Don't waste your challenge in a timeout there. And anyway, in any event, he doesn't win. They go to the fourth quarter with 1 timeout remaining. Yikes! Mind-boggling. In a game of this magnitude, you cannot afford to waste your second half timeout. I don't understand how these coaches do these type of things. But second play of the fourth quarter, Carson Palmer does the unthinkable. And there's a Packers fan, I think his name is Will Lazenberry, that continues to come up to onto the channel, drop a couple of messages up on the channel, and he said, Carson Palmer struggles in the playoff. He hasn't won a game. He's a Packers fan. He said, we're a different team in the postseason, and I'm just saying, bruh. Okay, well, he was right. For a moment there, I was saying to myself, Carson Palmer is choking away this game. Mentally, I looked at Carson Palmer in his eyes. I said, what the hell are you doing, man? Worst case scenario, you walk away from this possession tied. What are you doing? And he looked at me in my eyes and he said, I don't know, man. This playoff stuff is heavy. I don't know about this, man. I'm a little nervous. I'm like, you gotta get your damn self together. Even Chris Collinsworth said, hey, Carson need to get his act together, man. On the sideline, he need to turn it up. He need to get it together. This is not the time for him to be making stupid ass decisions like that. So he went on the sideline, collected himself, and came back out. And he put a drive together. And again, Larry Fitzgerald, a huge part of the drive. Now I will say, he could have easily have thrown another interception, and he just threw an interception to Demarius Randall. It was a great play by, first of all, great play by Demarius Randall, the rookie, to go and high point the football and take it away from John Brown in the corner of the end zone. But that being said, you can't make that throw if you're Carson Palmer. And even on the drive where they actually get the touchdown to take the lead at 17-13 late in the ball game, that was a hell of a drive. Two big third down conversions where they barely got the first down by like a chain link. Like high drama, because you're thinking to yourself, especially on the second one, which was an excellent catch by DJ. I don't know where this team would be without DJ, especially in the later portion of the season when you had all the injuries to the running back position and DJ stepped in. It was huge in that Philly game, was huge in this game. That catch was probably his biggest play of the game. And not only did he have to reach behind him, it was not a great throw by Carson Palmer. Again, Palmer, I thought, struggled for much of this game. Wasn't a great throw by Palmer. He had to reach behind him and grab the football. But the presence of mind to back his way into that first down and not fall down and keep his balance for as long as he possibly could. And I actually thought it was a bad spot. I actually thought he got the first down by more than where they spotted the ball. But that's nor here nor there. It was a first down by a link. What if it wasn't? I'm thinking to myself, Bruce is probably going to roll the dice there, man. I'm thinking in my mind, Bruce is probably going to roll the dice, but he doesn't. And luckily enough for him, he didn't have to make that decision. A couple plays later, Carson Palmer should have thrown an interception to Sam Shields. Sam Shields caught that football, and that probably would have sealed this game up, because I think mentally that would have sent Carson Palmer. That would have been his third interception of the day. I think that would have sent him over the edge, and I think that would have put this defense in a position where they would have had to get a stop, and then they would have to start using their timeouts. I think the game would have been over at that point, because I think Green Bay would have smelt blood in the water there and been able to put this game away, but went right through his hands. A couple plays later, get another first down, and then Larry Fitzgerald, it is defended by Demarius Randall, who had an excellent game, knocks the football up, it caroms, it looks like it's going to be potentially picked off by Casey Hayward. It goes over his head and into the waiting arms of Michael Floyd for his second touchdown of the game to give the Cardinals a 17-13 lead. Collinsworth pointed out on the telecast that it was offensive pass interference on Jerron Brown, but again, officials don't see everything. I'm not here to cry over spilled milk. There were so many different mistakes. Catch the interception. We're not even having a discussion about that. A tip ball and any of that stuff. We're not having a discussion about a guy being pushed 5 yards into the end zone. None of that stuff. Make plays. That's what the playoffs is all about. Make plays. And that's what the Packers later on in the game did, but not before the Cardinals gave them an opportunity to make a play. We're going to talk about that in a second. But Packers get the football. They go 4 and out. Go for it on fourth down, which at the time of the game, and this is why you don't waste your goddamn timeouts. They had to go for it on fourth down deep in their own territory because they only had one damn timeout. And if they punt the football, they weren't going to get it back. And they knew that. And so he went for it on fourth down knowing that it's a situation where it's you take 2 to get 1, essentially. Like an onside kick after you score. You could kick it off, but why? When I can kick it to them, onside kick it, and whether we recover it or not, Whether they get the first down or we're going to get another shot at it. Okay, so you take 2 shots to get 1. And maybe you just get it on the first try, but whatever, you give yourself the most opportunities to get the football back. And so that's what he did. They didn't pick it up, but he knew, okay, we're going to get the football back. It may not be with as much time as we would like it to be, but hey, we got the 2-minute warning. We still got a timeout. If we stop them, they kick a field goal, we'll get the football back with around a minute 15 left. Okay, we'll take that. No timeouts, Aaron Rodgers with minute 15. Okay, I'll take my chance with that. Bruce Arians, God, sometimes I get upset with the smartest guy in the room. Because when you're around the smartest guy in the room, he thinks he's outsmarting everybody else, but he's really outsmarting himself. Like Bruce, when they took that timeout, I said, Bruce, I know what you're thinking. You got that diabolical look in your eyes, man. I said, run the goddamn football. If you want to throw it on 3rd down. Wait, don't do it on 2nd down. Bruce said, I'm itching. I think I got him. Let me do it. I said, oh, Bruce, no. They run the goddamn fade to Larry down the sideline. The ball's not even close. And even if it was pass interference, the ball wasn't catchable. It didn't look like it. So I'm like, you just wasted a chance to get to the 2-minute warning. And then you make the tough decision. Then you make that TD, okay? Then you make the tough decision. Do I throw it on 3rd and go for the gusto and win? Or do I run it again, eat these 40 seconds up, call my timeout, kick this field goal, and make these boys drive the length of the field with a minute and 10 seconds left? No, Bruce wanted to go for the gusto on 2nd down, which is pointless. So they run a pitch on 3rd down, they don't get the 1st down. And so they run the clock down to the 2-minute warning, then they kick the field goal. Now you're giving Aaron Rodgers back the football with an extra 40 seconds that he would not have been allotted had you run it 3 times, or had you at least waited on 3rd down to run a bootleg or play action fake. And if it's not there, you tell Carson Palmer, take a knee, fall down, whatever. Just keep the clock running. No. So, in any event, Packers get the football back with a minute and 50 seconds left. Extra 40 seconds that would come in handy late in the ball game. And it was crazy. They get a sack. I'm thinking this is going to be just like that Minnesota game when Dwight Freeney put the game away with the sack. He gets the pressure. The sack is actually gotten by Golden on the other side. But nonetheless, Aaron Rodgers literally backed up in his own end zone. He scrambles around, launches it deep. They should have called pass interference on the first one on Justin Bethel. That was pass interference every day of the week except Saturday when the game's on the line and it's 3rd and forever. So obviously they didn't want to make that kind of a call in that stage of the game. But that was pass interference. He literally was tackling Jeff Janis 50 yards down the field, but the football gods always make a wrong right, okay? And so the very next play, the football guy said, don't worry about it, Packer fans. I got you. He's not getting away with that, man. He's got the evidence all over his fingers, man. I'm going to get him back. Don't worry. Very next play, Justin Bethel went to sleep. Don't ask me what the hell he was doing. He's running and just jogging behind. If you watch the replay, he's jogging behind Jeff Janis nice and leisurely. And Jeff is running like, hey, I'm about to get the ball. And he's looking up, and Justin Bethel, the last thing he said, oh, he's getting the ball. Too late now, damn it. What are you doing, man? 50 yards down the field on like 4th and forever. Are you kidding me? Really? You giving that up after you just got away with assault? You're going to let him catch that on 4th and forever? Unreal. So the Packers get a 1st down. They run down, and Aaron Rodgers is saying spike it the whole time. And then he gets up to the line, and for some reason he decides, damn the spike, we're going to run a play. And they let literally like 16 seconds run off the clock from 32 all the way down to like 16 seconds. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then the guidelines, he's not even set yet. They shift, and the tight end, Richard Rodgers, goes up to the line, and he's pointing to the official to let him know I'm on the line. And they snap the ball, and boom, just like that, you got a penalty. Luckily enough for him, because it happened during the actual play, and the clock had stopped because of the incomplete pass. There was no 10-second runoff. Had the clock still been running, 10-second runoff, it was 12 seconds left at the end of that play. Game would have basically been over at that point. But see, this is my whole problem. Had Bruce Arians run the football, we're not even having this discussion. The game's over, 40 seconds, game's over. They don't even have time to do all of this stuff, which is the problem with the clock management late in this ball game. And the Packers had some poor clock management. So now, after Aaron Rodgers miraculously escapes and throws the football away on the next down, 5 seconds left, and they're replaying the Hail Mary. I'm like, that's not happening again. Nobody catches 2 Hail Marys in one season. It's called a Hail Mary for a reason. Get out of here, man. This game's over. I'm getting up. I'm getting ready to do my video. And I'm actually watching a boxing match on my tablet. And I got the football game on the TV. And I'm like kind of, toggling between both. And as I'm getting my camera, getting ready to go out and looking at the fight, kind of getting ready, I see the ball in the air. And I'm like, y'all go ahead. Oh, Pat P's back there. He about to knock that down. What do you do? Knock it down. So Pat P goes up and he goes to knock it down. But what Pat P didn't know is that this white dude that's running towards him, that's 6'3", 215 pounds, that I was talking about. Go back and watch the draft videos. I talked about Jeff Janis. I was drooling over him when the Packers got him, what was it? 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and I said, man, this dude runs like a 4.4 flat, 4.42, something like that. He's 6'3", he was a beast at like Saginaw Valley State. And I'm like, yo, this kid is gonna be a beast if he gets an opportunity. And he can jump out of the damn gym. And did you see the ups on that play? What? Dude went up and took the football from Pat P. And as he was raking at it, it was close. Rashad Johnson in the end came and punched it while it was just kind of laying on his belly. But it's a catch, man. Get a man to catch. He went up and fought for that football. Give me that, man. You don't know what to do with that. Let me get that from you, man. Touchdown! Gotta make this extra point. Man, hey, Mason Crosby said, I got this, man. Get out of here with that. Going on overtime. 20 y'all. Poor clock management. We shouldn't even be here. I said you deserve that. When you do dumb stuff, that's what you get. So we go into overtime. And then you get a coin flip where the coin don't flip. So they got to do it again. Cardinals win it again. They get the football. And I'm saying, all right, you got to get yourself out of this mess. You put yourself in this mess. You got to go get yourself out of this mess. If you're Arizona. First play from scrimmage, play action fake. For all the bad Carson Palmer had done on the night, God damn it, he redeemed himself on this play. He eludes the rush, steps up in the pocket, avoids a defender with a spin move. When the hell does Carson Palmer spin in the pocket? Never! When he did it on this play, Bobby Massey, get your ass out the damn way. I got a play to make. Gets around Bobby Massey, rolls to his right, looks all the way to his left at the last second as he's about to get drilled, locates Fitz all by his lonesome. Fitz is like, hey, I'm open, give me the ball. Gets him the football across his body, which is usually a no-no. But when nobody's within 30 yards of you, hey, you can do that. Throws the football to him, and Larry turns around and starts running like it's 2009. Like this is the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. Like it's the Carolina Panthers in the divisional round. Larry starts hauling ass, cutting back across the grain, gets all the way down, sniffs off, throw that ass off me. I'm going for a touchdown. And Casey Hayward said, not so fast. Give us one more chance. Down to a 4-yard line. I said, watch the Cardinals try to stall out here and got to settle for a field goal. That's the kind of game it's been. 2 plays later, they say, hey, the old man got us down here, man. You do the honors and get us in the end zone. You've been the big man in the second half. Finish the game off. Throw him a nice little, it was a beautiful design play. Send John Brown in motion. Got everything going towards the right. Here comes Larry out of nowhere. L Boogie, flip it to him. Walk in the end zone, touchdown. Game, set, match. Everybody drive home safe. Arizona Cardinals moving on to the NFC Championship game, 26-20, in an epic thriller on a Saturday night in January. Damn it, that was some good football. Everybody celebrate. That was some damn good football. Edge of your seat thriller. Love it. Want more of it. For the Packers, I apologize again, man. That was a hell of a game. That defense came to life. The offense, Aaron Rodgers out there playing with a bunch of dudes that he can't tell Adam from Eve, man. I mean, they were down to 3 receivers. If one of them cats got hurt, they wouldn't even be able to field a squad on offense. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And the offensive line stood up tall just about all night. Again, kudos to the Packers, man. They was a man short all second half of the season, and they continued to fight, and they did it in this game and almost came away with a thriller. But, like I've said this entire postseason, nobody, and I mean nobody, is messing up my dream matchups. And if the Packers would have won, they would have messed up the NFC Championship game. But they didn't. So now, all I gotta do is see. And it really doesn't matter who comes out of that other game, Panthers, Seahawks. I don't give a damn. That's gonna be a hell of a game. And whoever wins against Arizona, that's gonna be a hell of a game. I don't give a damn. Bart Scott, can't wait. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it. Oh, here, the lab will come back and join me. I can see the breakdown of everything. And now, National Football League. Hey, Justino. Y'all going to the NFC Championship game, baby. Bird game. Keep flying high. Red Sea. See y'all next time.
There's plenty more where that came from. While you're here, subscribe to the channel. If you want more Louie Tee, be sure to follow me on Twitter at In the Lab Room, or you can like the Facebook page at In the Lab Room. That's In the Lab Room on Facebook and at In the Lab Room on Twitter. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so.
Then it gets even better when your team makes the playoffs.